Loveline. 1-800-LOVE-191. With Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Are you insane?
Hey, it's the Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. Normally, I give the phone number out. Normally, I give the fax number out, but not tonight.
Normally, you're here.
That's right. It is the best of.
That's right.
Drew, you are silky smooth, buddy.
Well, what do you expect me to be different on tape?
And looking good. All right, Drew, what do we got planned for tonight?
Coming up next, Adam, Matt and Trey from South Park.
What do you guys, well, you've been doing a lot of interviews and doing the junket and all that kind of stuff, and I assume you're fairly burnt out. And so I'll just ask you what you want to talk about. I mean, you want to talk about South Park? You want to talk about the movie? You want to talk about both?
I guess we came to talk about sex, but...
We'll just go to calls.
Yeah, just go to calls. We don't want to talk about it.
Really? David Zucker is one of my favorites. Kentucky Fried Movie was one of my... I've seen that movie like 7,000 times.
No, definitely us too. I mean, growing up, that's why we did this. That's why we did this movie. I mean, and it was a funny thing because we were actually asked to do this movie before South Park was on the air. We knew David, and he asked us to star in this movie, and we're like, "Are you crazy? We're not actors." And he just wanted two nobodies, but nobody expected South Park to sort of take off the way it did, and so now all of a sudden it's not. Now all of a sudden it's South Park all over the billboards, which we hate.
But it kind of makes him cool that he got you guys signed before.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, and he had to fight really hard with the studio to get two totally unknowns to be in his movie.
All right, who wants to finish this line? He was a short Hasidic Jew.
Oh, she was a...
No, wait, I screwed it up.
Okay.
She was 6 feet of black dynamite.
Yeah, right.
He was a
All right, wait, I'll give you another chance.
Cleopatra.
I won't. Cleopatra Jones. While she burnt the ghetto to the ground.
Wow.
You guys smoked too much pot in high school.
Test stuff, yeah.
He kindled the Sabbath candles.
Wow. I don't think David would even remember
Yeah,
that.
I think he'd probably slap you for knowing that.
Rex,
Yeah?
you're 15. What's going on?
Well, my dad remarried, and my stepmom has been asking me to take showers with her. Like 2 days out of each week.
2 days.
What do you mean? What do you mean 2 days out of each week?
At least 2 days, she asked me.
And what do you do?
I say no, but I was wondering if it's weird or wrong.
How old are you?
15.
When was your birthday?
My birthday?
Yeah.
How about that?
Okay, he's not 15.
I know I gave this speech last Thursday when we were in here, but listen, all you stoned, freaked out teenagers, get your wagons in line before you call the show. If you're going to lie about your age, fine, but just go ahead and do a little math. Drew did this. Didn't you do this on Thursday?
Yeah.
And some guy said he was 47 and he was 14.
Yeah.
And Drew said, "When's your birthday?" And the guy went,
Around the 80s.
he picked an era as his birthday.
Around the 80s, yeah.
How bizarre. The 80s. I think, to give him some credit, I think he said the early
Yeah, the early
80s.
around the early 80s.
Early
But
80s.
this is not a 15-year-old, and this is not the way this kind of problem would play out. I mean, it's interesting. People call in. It's so easy to tell a bogus call. I mean, people give a story in the way they think people would behave, but how people actually behave is something totally different.
Right.
And only Drew knows. Carrie,
Yeah?
you're 17.
Yep.
Liar.
No.
Carrie, what's up?
Well, I've been having problems with my boyfriend.
Yeah.
He wants to, get married.
You're 17?
Yeah,
How old
after I graduate and stuff.
Get out of what?
Well, after I get out of school. When I graduate this
He wants
year.
to get married after they get out of
Yeah,
school.
but what'd you say first after you get out of what?
When I graduate and get out of school.
Graduate.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
I just don't want to get out of the
Some
joint.
people still graduate, I guess.
What's my dad doing in Israel?
All right, Drew, don't drag the show down like you normally do. We have big celebrities here tonight. We can't screw around. Carrie?
How old's your boyfriend?
18. He'll be 19.
And you don't want to get married?
I'm not sure. I don't want to make the same mistake my older sister made.
Good for you. Don't.
Marry him at an early age and then find out that he's not the one, and I have kids with him. I'm not going to make my kids go through what my niece is going through right
Carrie,
now.
even if he is Mr. Right, he's not Mr. Right. It's just not the right time in your life.
And he don't understand that.
Well,
He won't
that's the
listen to
way
me,
it
and I
goes.
don't know what to tell him.
Well, you tell him whatever you have to tell him. Your instincts, I believe, are very healthy, and you've got to trust that.
How long you been going out with him?
Almost a year and a half.
Mm-hmm. Does he work around metal?
Yeah, he works at the Ford plant.
Yeah, I got a feeling. I know when a guy works too closely with metal. Bad seed. The worst is the guys who work at the muffler shops. You know, guys are, you know, they only got the gig so they could modify their Harley, but they just stayed on for the last 18 years. But guys who work around metal.
Especially at 18.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hasn't had time for those alloys to set into neurotoxins.
It's a bad omen, Carrie. Don't marry this guy.
He may be an okay guy. He may be Mr. Right even, but just make sure you do it at a time when it's appropriate in your life. Don't rush in. Look at the data on marriages between 18-year-olds. I mean, let us
look at the
share
data, young lady.
Let
us share the data that none of these marriages.
Hold on, let her fire up her overhead projector and see if it's and suss some of this data out. Drew, look at the data. That's why I have to be here.
I see that now.
Yeah.
That's very
I
clear.
was kind of wondering what your role was.
Drew's
Now,
like,
now it's pretty clear.
He's talking to some 14-year-old stoner, and he's going, it's clearly illustrated in this month's JAMA. If you turn to page 87.
You're like that guy they brought on the Magic Hour to try to make it funny.
I'm like the white guy.
Yeah, trying to make it funny. It's supposed to be somewhat funny.
You know, it's funny. We've had people say about this show, what about the feminine perspective? Who is representing women? And I say, Drew.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Drew
definitely.
represents feminism more than feminists do, and he knows more about the vagina than any woman I've ever met.
You're a hell of a guy, Drew.
I'm delighted to be presented in that light.
David.
Yeah.
You're 21.
You guys are great. Fantastic. All right. My friend was accused of murder. I probably says convicted, but I made a mistake. He was accused of murder. He has ADD. I was wondering if this is likely behavior for someone who has this disorder. And I also have a second question.
Go ahead.
Well, it's not. Just answer the first question. It's not pertaining.
Yes, sir, David.
It's the David Show, ladies and gentlemen.
And back to our
ADD,
David.
on the sort of diagnostic profile of ADD, murder is not one of the, homicide is not
What's
one
that
of the
stand for,
diagnostic
Drew?
features.
But
Attention deficit disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Now, people with those sorts of disorders can be very impulsive, and that biology can certainly figure into behaviors that somebody might otherwise be able to contain.
And oftentimes they'll start the stabbing and then get distracted halfway into it.
That
and
is if you had it. If
watch some TV or
if
something.
you were
I
about
think
to
it
stab
takes
someone.
too much planning to kill somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is, I mean, when people murder people, it is. I mean, usually in the context of other sorts of disorders, either thought disorder or
you're just crazy.
started out in the typical behavior, getting involved with drugs, starting out in marijuana.
All right. Well,
experimenting
speed
with
makes
other
people
behavior.
kill. Speed addiction, murder is a typical feature of amphetamine addiction. Did he get into speed?
Yeah, he did.
All right. So
Yeah.
that could
Called
be.
me up. I'm living here in Hollywood. I'm going to school out here, and when I moved, he found out, and he called me up, and he started almost begging me to come back because he got involved with the wrong crowd, and he realized it, so he wanted to start hanging out with me.
Well, that's not how
I'm
people
kinda
get over.
clean.
That's not how people get over addiction.
Is this guy best friend of yours?
He used to be a best
Who'd he murder? Allegedly.
A camper up in northern Arizona just recently.
Not a
Well,
happy camper.
Here's the
I'm
deal.
guessing.
Do you ever remember the little aphorism "speed kills"? Something was big
No.
in the '60s. You know,
Wow.
am I referring to something?
That's heavy.
I remember
the guy that
Marine
developed-
Corps posters that say "Speed kills."
yeah,
I remember,
the guy that what?
Cliff Branch. There was a sign of, remember Cliff Branch, the wide receiver for
the,
the Oakland Raiders for all those years?
Yeah.
There was a picture of him going into the end zone in like Oakland County
Coliseum,
Stadium,
yeah.
and it said "Speed Kills," but it had his number on it, so it was kind of cool.
I see.
But I'm saying it was during the time that aphorism was out there.
Okay. All right. So the guys that developed, there's a guy named David Smith up at the Haight-Ashbury Free Clinic who was a prominent player in developing that statement. And he says that they really weren't intending to give the impression that speed killed you if you used it, though it certainly if you use enough of it, it can, but that people who use speed kill.
Oh.
And it is the drug of violence.
Okay, and my second question is less serious. I get approached a lot, however, by women, and however, when I do the approaching, 100% of the time I've been rejected. I don't understand what's going on.
You're a pretty good-looking guy.
Yeah, I'm decent looking.
You have 2 legs, 3 legs?
Everything's attached.
Yeah, welcome to the world. That's the way it works.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And it doesn't ever change.
And
Yeah, it doesn't ever change.
Oh, wow.
Even if you get all rich and famous, they still ignore you.
Yeah.
What is the difference between the girls that come up to you and the ones that you go after?
About 40 pounds. And a six
Well,
pack.
it's funny. I go to a club and I get like this past weekend. I went.
Drew loves a chubby chick joke, by the way.
No, it wasn't that part. It was the six-pack part.
I was just standing around, and 3 girls come up to me at once, and then it eventually came up to where they were both dragging me by the arms to the dance floor. I'm not making this up. It was outrageous to me. Even I was surprised,
So
and then they separated from me.
Well, what's the problem?
I don't understand. Why do I always get approached easily, but when I do the approaching, I get rejected?
Why don't you just not do any approaching? Sounds like you're doing all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, just wait to be dragged onto the floor and
Yeah.
forced to dance.
Yeah, you got some problems, man.
I can't dance.
All right. Oh, Dave.
know.
David sound like a good friend if a guy would kill somebody can. He had some difficulty.
He's that guy.
Oh, see, Drew, do you see what a better planet this would be if everyone just smoked the pot and didn't get on the speed? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that if you were stoned.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike, what'd you do?
Just set up
Hang a lavalier from your bong over the weekend and
Set up a-
cart that up?
Right, he just set up a microphone, a tape recorder in his bedroom.
Yeah. All right, leave Dooley alone. All right, let's get another call in here. Manuel.
Oh, hey, what's up, you guys?
Hey, you're 16.
Yeah, you guys are cool. You guys are the best, man.
Who?
Yeah, who you
Man,
talking to?
Trey, or us?
Both of you guys.
Well, there's 4 of us, you jackass.
You know what I mean?
Mayo, what's going on?
Yeah, I've been having like this thing where I want to be in the film industry. I want to be an actor, and everybody keeps telling me it's better to go to acting school than like to go out and freelance it. So
We say it's better just to go to college and study.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Let's ask
But
Matt and Trey.
Wouldn't you guys agree it's better not to go to acting school?
It's better not to go to acting school, yeah, because it's better. What we did is we became hackers, where we're hack actors, and people still give you money, and you don't have to know how to act at all. I mean, we're terrible.
We're not actors, we're hacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Did
you
you guys
can still make lots of money. I
Did
mean,
you guys
it's not acting.
graduate college?
Yeah, I did.
I got kicked out.
But
Trey
don't
got
you
kicked
think
out.
that getting an education, making your mind work is better than learning a craft at the age of
There's
16?
there's only so much you can learn with acting. I mean, it's not like you're going to go to a class and learn. It is true that what you got to learn is be in a bigger social environment than high school was, and that's what you go to college for. Not even really to learn, certain things, but just to be with a whole different crowd and go to frat parties and get drunk and do all that, so that
Not exactly what I had
have
in mind.
more things to make
By the
fun
way.
of.
Yeah, just go to lots of frat parties and get really drunk,
Yeah.
and then you can be an actor.
That- that is your education.
He wasn't picturing the beer bong when he was saying go to college and get that experience.
Drew probably never did that.
Manuel,
Yeah.
what are you looking to do? Some gay porn?
No.
No.
You got something against gay porn there, buddy?
Yeah. You good looking?
Me?
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Hey,
Do you
Well,
have?
I get
Come on down,
girlfriends.
guy.
I get girlfriends, but it's not like they.
Hey,
Right.
here's
Come
what
on to me like
Manuel,
crazy.
here's what I say. Whatever you decide to do in your life is how successful you are. Whatever you decide to do is dependent on what you bring to that endeavor. And the more education you have, and the more of an interesting person you are, the more interesting experiences you have, the more you have to bring to whatever it is that you do.
Well, yeah, but being good looking doesn't help.
and if you
either. It doesn't hurt
if
either.
you start limiting yourself at 16, it's going to narrow what you have to bring to the table.
And you know what? If you go to acting classes, then that's just lame. People are going to make fun of you and
Yeah.
stuff.
And how many people went to acting classes and never got a goddamn thing out of it?
Yeah.
Let's talk about, we talk
Most.
to people all day long want to go to radio broadcasting school. How many
Right.
people do you know on radio that actually was trained in broadcasting?
Nobody.
None. I know zero.
Certainly not you.
Certainly.
You've been doing it for, 15 years now?
Yeah.
You've learned nothing in that 15
That's
years.
correct.
Here's my degree. Can I have a mic now? Can I be on the radio?
Doug,
Yeah,
you're 38.
Yeah.
What's going on?
well, I'm a professional. I got a family. Been very successful. We've got beautiful home, cars, big boat.
You're on opiates. You're on pain medicine, huh?
Pardon me?
Are you on pain medicine?
Yeah.
How did I know that?
I started out
Really? What kind of pain meds?
Vicodin. Vicodin.
Vicodin.
No, I'm giving Drew $1. That's pretty good.
Vicodin.
It doesn't. It says it says prescription drugs on there, but it doesn't say anything about. Well, yeah. What other kind of prescription drugs are there, Houdini?
Give that $1 back, Drew.
Valium, Xanax, sleeping pills.
Chicks.
Well,
That's like for old chicks
I
with poodles
I
who get on the
take
Valium.
I take Xanax for anxiety.
Well, here's where I was going with this, Doug. Is that how many Vicodin a day are you taking?
At one time, I was taking about 15 a day.
What are you doing now?
And right now, I'm doing like about 10 a day.
Are you drinking too?
I'm not a real big drinker. Every once in a while, I'll have a couple beers.
Had you been a big drinker at one time?
No.
Your mom and dad a big drinker?
No, never.
Okay.
My father has never been in a bar in his life. He's a hard-working man and a good family man.
Yeah, being an alcoholic doesn't have anything to do with being a good or a bad person. It's just a genetic thing.
And listen, you portrayed yourself as a hard-working professional man, and you're hooked on Vicodin.
Right.
You need to understand that these drugs, the oral opiates, are as addictive as heroin. It's the same disease. And it requires comprehensive treatment in order to get over.
How do you get them?
We get doctors to give them.
Well, I was getting to a doctor.
How come you don't get me anything? I gotta go get my own stuff.
Because I'm on to you.
Is that what Brett Favre did?
You can get.
Brett Favre was getting him, yeah.
You can get
doctors, and
I was
getting him to a couple doctors.
Get it from dentists and orthopedists and things.
And
you go in
I've
and complain to certain things, and they give you an open-ended prescription.
Percocet and Percodan.
Right, but Doug, this is a profound addiction, okay? And you're going to lose a lot if you don't do something about this. The only reasonable approach is a 12-step approach and a comprehensive treatment program. It's going to take a lot of work in order to get over this.
Do you go to NA for this?
NA would be a way to go, AA also, but he needs to go to a program.
I went into a program a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And it was, they treated you like a child. And
did you finish the detox?
Yeah, I finished the detox, and I was off for about 6 months.
Okay.
And I found myself, because of the people that I know.
It will always recur, Doug, no matter what.
Hey,
the recidivism is 100%.
Do you know a doctor, Doug?
Yeah, I do.
And how expensive is this?
Oh, everything's paid for 100%.
Your prescriptions and things?
Yeah.
Wow. Yes. You know who pays for that?
Who?
I don't know. I just want to say, do you know?
Some guy.
You know? I think you and me.
I think I pay for that.
No,
it's pooled. It's pooled risk. Shared
right.
Risk. But listen, Doug, please take this very serious. This is a serious condition. You have so much to lose, and you're going to lose it all. I mean, what I was picking up with him is his hostility. I don't know if it was sort of a repressed hostility that was sort of medicated. And that's what the anger and hostility and issues of abandonment and powerlessness are just profound to people that get hooked on opiates. And then you've got to have that genetic predisposition we would call alcoholism in order to develop the actual addiction itself. This is as serious as if you were a heroin addict. It's going to have as many consequences. It may take longer to evolve, but it's just hard to treat.
What's it do to your body if you get on Vicodin?
Well, opiates, interestingly, don't do as much as speed or cocaine or even marijuana. They
smarted.
Ouch.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Right.
But the Tylenol in Vicodin can be quite dangerous because people.
Oh, there's Tylenol in Vicodin?
Yeah, a lot of it, and people take up to 50 or 100 tablets a day, and that's going to be liver toxic and shut your liver down.
Drew doesn't like the term score, by the way, when I ask him to prescribe me some medication. I say, could you go to your office and score me some, fill in the blank. He doesn't like score.
So you're a real doctor? Like a real MD?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. So we should listen.
Yeah. You may have questions, too. You can feel free to ask during the commercial break. I'll tell you, most performers and celebrities are hypochondriacs, I've found, especially the women.
Really?
A lot of female comedians, especially female comedians, they're kind of hypochondriacs. They have a lot of problems, and they're always thinking about elective surgery.
Right.
So as soon as the mics get cold and we go to a commercial, the questions are just nonstop for Drew about augmentation and am I right?
But a lot of it's talking about all kinds of depression and
a lot of depression.
Yeah.
I just pee. All right. Well, speaking of peeing.
Yeah,
I think I'll do that. You want to sell the next call, Drew? This is my favorite part of the show.
How to tell 18-year-old girlfriend's parents that he has a 3-year-old son.
All right, that sounds.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I'm into that.
Yeah, we can all get behind that.
Hi, this is Victoria Silstead, Playboy Playmate of the Year, and you are listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yes, you is. Matt Stone and Trey Parker both here from what?
From
Oh, she is. Sorry.
But we didn't hear that. What did she say?
And don't talk at me. I'm right in the middle of talking myself. Drives me insane.
What did she say?
Right, and don't apologize either when I tell you not to talk to me when
What
I'm
did she say?
in the middle of thinking.
And what did
and
you
don't
say?
apologize again when I
What
tell you
did
not to
say?
apologize.
Get on the air here.
Victoria's in the movie.
On
Yeah.
basketball.
Oh,
She got in a hot tub naked with Matt.
Yeah, I was in a hot tub naked with Victoria.
Really?
He was.
Was she naked?
She was naked.
Yeah, she was naked.
And they were like making out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was rough.
That is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what acting's all about. That's what it's all about.
Because he had to act
man.
like she was all hot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
what a
act like I was
stretch.
turned on.
Yeah, you just closed your eyes and pictured like Ruth Buzzy or something.
Yeah,
so
Roseanne.
she could chub up a little bit. Yeah, she's spectacular. I was just talking about her. I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday last week. We had her in here about a year ago.
Yeah.
Actually, this is all funny because we were just talking about Las Vegas during the commercial break and Drew's birthday. And I was saying that we had Victoria in here the night before the morning I was supposed to leave for Vegas with my girlfriend, and she listened to the entire show of, those pleas to pull up her top and what it must have been like to get her and her sister. I found out that one of the guys from the little Swedish village she grew up in nailed her and her sister when they were both like 16 and a half.
That
and I
guy
thought,
rules. Let's go find that guy and give him a medal.
he's not hard to find. He's the mayor. I'm sure.
Yeah.
He got elected to that position. He's held it
He got my
for
vote.
15 years. But
she goes out with a guy who works on Entertainment Tonight.
Yeah.
One of the reporters on Entertainment Tonight. We like giving him crap.
No, she needs 2 or 3 men, though. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
She's a big girl.
Big,
Yeah.
she's beautiful, and if she grew up in L.A., she'd probably be ruined by now, but she's got that great sort of zest for life and that great accent. I don't know if she's stupid or not, but you can't tell because she has that great accent.
Oh, no. She's like Brainiac.
Yeah. We were
smart.
talking quantum physics with her all the time on set.
Wow.
She's a genius.
So she was just naked in the tub and
Talking quantum physics.
Oh, that is spectacular.
Hell of a woman.
Mike,
Yeah.
you're 21.
Yes, I am.
What's going on?
Back in January, I just recently got divorced, and I have a 3-year-old son. And since then, about 2.5, 3 months ago, I met this girl, and we've been seeing each other pretty exclusively since then. She's only 18, and she still lives with her parents. She's starting college next year. And I haven't quite gotten around to telling her parents about my ex-wife and my 3-year-old son, and I think really highly of them, and I think they think really highly of me, and I don't want them to think any less of me, so...
They know you were married before?
No, they don't know any of that. It just hasn't come up in conversation.
I guess the question is,
How much time are you spending with her folks, though?
Quite a bit, actually. I go up to her house like every weekend, some during the week, a little bit. And
it's been 3 months you've been with this girl?
yeah, about 3 months.
Question is, what is the right time to
I say never. I just say keep lying.
Yeah.
Just
He's
keep
not-
it.
Yeah,
Are
you've
you
already
lying?
committed to lying.
Are you
Better go
lying?
with it.
No, I'm not lying.
You
They
just-
haven't asked me.
You're
It
just
just
not.
hasn't come up.
You're not disclosing. That's all.
Right.
Yeah. Do you think you're going to marry this woman?
No, I sure don't. In fact, I mean, we're pretty exclusive. You know, I call her my girlfriend, but you know, I was married for 2.5 years, and I got married real young, and I'm not really into.
You're not going to make that mistake again.
No.
So
absolutely
why is
not.
this important information for the parents? I would think this would be. Does your girlfriend know about it?
Yeah.
All right. She's the only one that needs to know. She's an adult. How do
Yeah.
the parents need to know?
Is she going to move out of the house soon?
Well, she's going to college nearby for the next 2 years, and after that, she's leaving town.
She going to junior college?
I guess so.
Yeah, that ain't going to be 2 years, brother. She's going to be living at home in 7, 8 years on the average. And that's just the first semester.
I think so.
Believe me, nobody goes to junior college. I would love to have videotape of every stoner in my high school I talked to who said, I'm going to go to Valley Junior College or down to Pierce, go there for 2 years. Then I'm transferring to
Harvard.
Berkeley
Yeah,
or Harvard.
MIT.
Brown. Yeah. Now fast forward 17 years later, they're still roaming the halls of Pierce.
Yep.
No, nobody gets out of junior college in 2 years. You could get out of junior college in 2 years if it was a 1 week program, you see? But if the 2 year program's actually 2 years, then it's 17 years. So you got to do the math. All right. And I don't understand Mike anyway, because he seems like he's seeing other people, or he's not planning on being real exclusive with this girl.
Yeah, like, who cares about the parents anyway?
Yeah.
I mean,
Go, take him on Jerry Springer.
Well, no, it's not.
You don't like Jerry Springer?
I got the script for the Jerry Springer movie, Drew.
No.
Yes, they wanted me to audition for a part. Guess what? Trailer Trash. One of the guys.
They want you to be a trailer trash?
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
A stretch.
Shocking.
Yeah, I didn't go. I didn't do it.
A movie?
Yeah, Jerry Springer the movie. Yeah, it's going to
like
be great.
Spice World. It's like, and it's like a full on. It's like Private Parts, only it's supposed to be from the perspective of people that went on his show.
Yeah, but here's the problem. These movies...
Well, if it were realistic, it'd be very interesting, because we see the misery that
No, but they're
come
trying
from.
to turn it into a whacked out comedy.
Yeah, there you go.
But the movie's going to come out in a year, and Jerry Springer will have cooled off 6 months ago.
Yeah.
It'll be like Super Mario Brothers, the movie. It comes out 5 years after the kids stop playing the game, and then everyone are like, what the hell are they thinking? Hollywood, it's kind of a catch-22, because things only stay hot for so long. So by the time someone figures out, let's make a movie, let's write a script, let's get the funding together, and, you know, it's 6 months before the thing comes out, oftentimes whatever the topic of the movie was is long since gone.
Exactly.
That's why we're not doing a Loveline movie, because this is it, Drew. Unless it comes out tomorrow, we're screwed. Katie,
Yeah.
you're 15.
Yeah.
Turn your radio down.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 15, and I.
Well, your radio's not turned down, Katie.
Okay, me and my boyfriend, I have herpes, and I want to know if it's okay if we use whipped cream.
It could activate your herpes.
It could?
Mm-hmm. Anything that
How
irritates...
about a non-dairy thing like Cool Whip?
Anything that activates, that irritates that area can activate herpes, and anything that changes sort of the environment can activate a vaginal infection, like a vaginitis, yeast.
But herpes and whipped cream goes together really well.
Yeah, it's like baseball and apple pie.
It's kind of like chocolate and peanut butter. Reese's, you know.
Could you imagine the commercial? One guy's rollerblading with the
whipped cream.
You got your whipped cream on my herpes. No, you got your herpes on my whipped cream.
What do you mean by activate herpes? I didn't know herpes got activated.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
you know,
I'm getting curious.
Well, for instance, cold sores get activated by the sun, right? That's a photo-activated herpes.
But what happens to activating it? Does it
Irritate the skin, a rash will appear.
Oh.
Katie,
Yeah?
is your radio turned down?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, you want to gamble on Katie? Because,
No.
God, there's got to be something up with her. What's going on with you, Katie?
What do you mean?
Okay, how old's your boyfriend?
He's 17.
Mm-hmm. When did you lose your virginity?
When I was 13.
Who was the guy?
No, who is the 19-year-old?
What?
How old was the guy?
Oh, he's 15. It's the same guy.
Same
Really?
guy. Okay.
Yeah.
See, there's nothing going on here.
What about before that?
Before that,
Yeah.
like nothing.
She's not happy, but she's also not what we're used to hearing from her.
She's not? Where's your dad?
He's not home.
Mm-hmm. I like that kind of concrete thinking we have on this show, though. You know, it's great. The greatest thing is when we get someone with an accent or we get someone with a bizarre name, and I go, Kendufa. What kind of name is that? It's my name. Okay.
Where are you from?
Cleveland?
Downey.
Where are your folks from? The Ohio area? Okay. Where are their parents from? I don't know.
Where are your people from?
What color are you? Brown. Okay. We're getting warmer now. Where... It takes 20 minutes to find out that they come from some Soviet republic. Hey, Katie?
Yeah?
You like your dad?
Yeah.
Yeah? He doesn't drink and never did anything weird to you?
No.
Nobody ever touched you before this guy?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
What, Drew? Drew's got a feeling.
No, forget it.
No. All right. So don't use the whipped cream?
Okay.
I'm just,
Hey, Katie.
safe sex, Katie. You're going to transmit that.
How bored with sex are you at 15?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Really, you got to be bringing whipped cream into it already.
Well, it's not so much they're bored.
I just thought of whipped cream last week, and I'm 27.
When people that age start doing...
I'm just entering the Jimmy phase of the topics.
When people that age start doing that kind of thing, it's because they don't get anything out of sex, because they don't have the capacity to achieve intimacy. They're not ready to be that physically involved. So they're not, particularly women, are not gratified by it. So they're searching for reasons that they find in the Cosmo, which tell them to add food, and which is ridiculous things like that, rather than giving them techniques to follow their own instincts into some real intimacy and some gratifying relationships. So.
Like everything tastes better with whipped cream, so maybe sex would be better with whipped cream.
I never understood incorporating the food products, and I never really understood getting involved with a bunch of bizarre ritualistic stuff. My whole thing is if I wasn't enjoying sex, I needed bigger breasts and a more petite woman.
Right.
Possibly of Asian descent.
Take notes, ladies. He's probably telling the truth.
But I just figured I was bored with my partner. It's not like...
listen, bored with how your partner looked, not with who the partner is.
Well, Mike, shut his mic off. I've had enough of him, this nonsense.
Yeah, let's talk shop.
Do you believe that?
Let's just talk us guys.
Dr. Drew is right.
No, he's not. Who was that? Joyce Brothers? Dennis.
Oh, hi.
Hey, you're 15.
Yeah.
You're on with Matt and Trey from South Park.
Oh, yeah,
and
you guys are
basketball.
awesome, man.
Thanks, Thank you very much.
Best thing I've ever seen.
Cool, thanks, man.
And, God, when I masturbate after I orgasm and everything, I kind of get this pain in my penis, and wondering what's up with that.
We'll have Mike again.
Maybe he got a shard of melon rind in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I remember being
That's
15.
what I was going to say.
Yeah. Getting the old cantaloupe out. Heating it up in the microwave oven, cutting a hole in it.
Wow, scary. They knew that spontaneously.
Yeah, I was just kidding, but
the fact that you don't know it is weird. I mean, I thought everyone knew that.
Everyone does that.
We're from Colorado.
Yeah, that's better than a woman. You just put some lipstick and a wig on the melon.
Yeah, totally.
Just put a hole in there. And 2 pieces of coal for the eyes. That's great. The carrot nose. It's like the Frosty song, but different.
Don't put the hat on it.
This was invented in Colorado. Dennis, what kind of pain do you get? Is it an aching pain?
It's like a throbbing inside.
Throbbing. And does it go into your, like, the pelvic area, or does it stay in the penis?
No, it's like in my actual penis.
Are you kind of aggressive with yourself?
I don't think so.
Because if you
ever call yourself bitch and slap yourself on the ass?
You're 15.
And you yell,
how often?
You know I love it.
You like that? Yeah.
How often are you doing this?
I don't know, a couple times a day.
Yeah, just lighten up a little bit, okay? That's what this is about. There are muscular spasms you can get. You can irritate the lining of the urethra, and you can you can stretch the cavernous bodies that are filled with blood.
They always snap back. Believe me, they never stay stretched out.
Your body's telling you something that it's too much.
You know what's great about 15-year-old guys? It's like, yeah, I got a problem. I have excruciating pain when I masturbate. Okay, how many times? 4 times a day.
Yeah.
How long's the pain going on? 6 years. You don't want to cut down to 3 times, perhaps.
Try that.
Excruciating pain. The great thing is that if this guy's probably...
If you were playing tennis and your arm hurt, you'd just cut down on the tennis.
Yeah. Right, yeah. If the slightest hint of carpal tunnel syndrome in the writing hand, and that'd be it. He'd be staying home from school for a year, right? But the penis, he's shooting thunder out of the penis. Lightning bolts are coming out of his penis, and he's still at 4 times a day. All right, Drew?
Yeah.
You want to sell a call and we'll go to break?
Gabriel wants to know if he should tell his girlfriend that he's cheating.
Okay.
No.
That's
no.
bad.
Let's go next call.
Obsessed with the girl. No, we'll go talk to Gabriel.
All right. Hey, it's the best of Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. You're you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Drew.
Yeah.
Let's trudge on. What do we got coming up next?
Matt and Trey from South Park.
I had a callback. One of the few things I've ever had a callback on was Mafia, except for it was for one word. And that was a callback I didn't go back on, and everyone got pissed off at. Yeah, my line for the audition was Mr. So-and-so, I don't know, some paisan name, Mr. DiGiacomo, and that's the line. And then they called me the next day and said, you got to call back. And I said, oh, for what, for that? And they said, yeah. And I said, well, I already did that. It was... Well, come back. I said, no, I'm not coming back to do one line. And then I delivered a great line, which you guys can use, but you're way too big. But I said, if you want to hear me do the line again, close your eyes and picture me doing it yesterday when I was standing in your goddamn office. And that was it. And then they said, who's the guy who made that? It was Zucker and Abrams. It was Abrams.
Who made which one?
Mafia?
Yeah.
It was just Jim Abrams.
Then they said, Jim Abrams is a big fan. He wants to meet you. And I said, oh, well, that's different. I love that guy's work. And I went in there and I sat down in his office and he said, which one are you, the doctor? I said, all right.
Or the hack.
Bastards. Then I said, I am the hack. I don't think he used the word hack, though. Gabriel.
Yeah.
You're 17.
Yeah.
What's going on?
All right, look, I've been with this girl, right, for about 5-6 months. Hello?
Yep. Yeah, we're listening.
And,
Hold on, let's try that again. Gabriel?
Yeah.
You tell us how long you've been with the girl.
With a girl?
This girl.
Oh, this girl. 5-6 months.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Okay. Keep
That's
going.
incredible.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, what else?
And then I met this other girl at a club.
Mm-hmm.
Ever heard of Club Heaven?
Sure.
Okay, I went there and I met her there, and I've known her for about 2-3 weeks.
Uh-huh.
And I have sex with my girlfriend.
Right.
How old is your girlfriend?
16.
Yeah, that's 15, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's 15, your girlfriend.
Oh.
Yeah. And believe me, I know the definite 16 and the she's 15. I'm going to say she's 16.
Okay.
16. And Gabriel?
Yeah.
You're not using much protection when you have sex with her?
Oh yeah, I do.
You do?
What are you doing?
I don't want no kid right now.
No. What are you doing?
Well, what do you mean? What am I doing?
How are you preventing a pregnancy?
What do you mean?
What are you doing to prevent your girlfriend from getting pregnant?
Yeah, a condom, right?
Condom.
Right.
Oh, that's the right answer. You win a new car.
If only.
So, Gabriel, what's the question?
Okay, and I did it with this girl that I met.
Yeah.
And
Right.
I really like my girlfriend.
Like her enough to
stop banging chicks you meet at the club?
Yeah.
That's cool, man. You're 17. Have sex with them all.
Well, but it's not cool to your girlfriend, so you got to end that relationship before you do anything like that.
Yeah, because I really like her a lot.
Right.
You're not
That's
treating
clear.
her respectfully, and it's not clear that you like her. You're in a place in your life where you can treat her right.
Mm-hmm.
You got to end that.
Yeah.
And that feels good, doesn't it? To
You
know
don't have
you've
to.
gotta
You don't.
end
I
it.
don't think you have to end it. You can just say, "Hey, I'm having sex with another girl," but don't worry, that's cool.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
Everyone's
it's the
doing it.
90s, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm only 17.
And the way women are being encouraged to behave these days, they swallow that down and take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, swallow it on down.
Which is terrible for them, but
Yeah, they never swallowed anything down when I was in high school.
Yeah. I don't remember that.
Oh, it would break your heart if you heard about all the oral sex that was going on with 15 and 16-year-olds. I mean, I spent the better part of my adult life wondering what it would feel like to have a mouth on my penis. I mean, outside the family. I mean, I really, I had that. I couldn't imagine getting a BJ when I was 14 or 15 like half of our callers do.
I didn't even know what it was till I was about 14 or 15.
Did you guys lose your virginity in high school?
I was 16.
16? Matt?
Yeah, I was around 16. I can't remember exactly. Obviously, wasn't that remarkable. I think it was around 16.
Did you have relationships with the girl, man?
Yeah. Oh.
Trey? Whoever.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
They did.
Short-lived.
Right. I thought I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drew?
How about you?
You lost.
You
I
seem
didn't.
kind of bitter about something there.
Yeah. There's a lot of it's just my on-air persona. I'm really pretty
had a relationship
adjusted.
with the electric toothbrush from the ages 16 to 21.
It was a pretty
Cantaloupe.
short-lived affair, Drew, because the batteries ran out on her.
But a recurrent relationship.
Great penis hygiene, though.
Steven,
Hi.
what's going on?
You're 27.
Yeah. Can't believe I got through. So, for a long-time caller, or a long-time listener, first time.
Okay.
All that crap. I should start off by saying that ever since after graduating high school, I've been getting increasingly more depressed. There have been a couple times that I did try to commit suicide.
A couple of times.
Yeah.
Were you hospitalized for those episodes?
The second time I was, because I got really sick. I'm not a violent person, so I pretty much stuck to pills,
No, but I mean, did you have a psychiatric hospitalization
Yeah.
after you were medically stabilized?
Yeah.
Don't they have to do that if you try to commit suicide?
If you get into the system, I mean, if you just recovered at home or something.
Oh,
You know what I'm
no,
saying?
I had caused pretty severe liver damage.
You took a bunch of Tylenol?
Barbiturates, sleeping pills, and alcohol combined
All right.
with Pepto-Bismol because I knew I would throw it up.
Okay.
But that didn't that didn't.
Wow, that's kind of diabolical.
Yeah. I never heard
that.
Does that work, Drew?
Scheming.
Did you get any,
It didn't work.
No.
I had to throw it out.
No. Did you get any rashes from the barbs?
No.
All right, what's the question then?
Also, well, I guess it's more along these lines. As far as relationships and sexual relationships go, I've always been kind of socially anxious, hard, making friends, keeping friends. Also, increasingly, in the past few years, it's becoming harder and harder for me to go out in public, deal with people.
Are you hearing voices or anything like that?
No, nothing that extreme.
Have you been given a diagnosis?
When I was a kid, the diagnosis was emotionally, wasn't emotionally disturbed. It was underdeveloped, I think.
And what was it when you were in the psychiatric hospital?
Depression, social anxiety, mostly depression.
And?
And what?
Well, there's also bizarre, like I've never really had a relationship with a female. I've always had somewhat bisexual tendencies.
Were you sexually abused when you were younger?
See, I don't think I was. I mean, I don't remember anything like that.
Okay.
But there's a lot about my past I don't remember.
Because?
Clearly.
Why?
I'm not even sure.
Were you with your parents all the way along, or were you in a foster family? Or?
My mom has been with me the whole time.
What happened to your dad?
My father, I never knew. He and my mom divorced probably when I was 1.
And what happened with the year that he was there?
I really have no idea. I know nothing about him other than...
So what's your question?
I'm wondering... See, I know Drew is really good at pinpointing...
All right, just give us a question. Please, it's Sunday night. I'm this close to killing myself on Sunday night anyway. Do you understand, Stephen? I don't mean to be cruel, but you got to spit it out, because the boys are on a very vigorous schedule here, and they're really starting to get bored and upset now. Ironically enough, they picked the call. Do you see what happens when you let the layman pick, Drew?
That'll be the last time we do that.
Never let that happen again.
We really got screwed with that one.
All right, Stephen, please ask us your question.
Okay, I'm wondering exactly why it is that I would have the sexual fantasies that I do and the trouble that I have dealing socially with people on a day-to-day basis. Sexually, I'm obsessed with masochistic fantasies.
Yeah.
Of humiliation, of myself being humiliated.
All right. Let me just in broad strokes, just say that something that I can't tell for sure exactly what your sexual identity is or what has impacted on it, but clearly there's some significant issues about who you are and who you are sexually. There are clearly some issues of violence and physical abuse. It's something probably happened to you that sort of hardwired these issues into the sexual content of your thinking.
There is something that I should definitely bring up to you, and between the stepfather that I have now, that my mother's currently...
There was one that beat you.
No, but he was violent.
Okay.
I don't remember him ever laying a hand on me.
All right, but that was enough to put that material, insert that stuff at an important developmental time. And you clearly have social phobias. Now, whether that social phobia is part of a more significant or general personality disorder, I can't answer that in a couple of minutes on the radio.
Why does everything come out in one sexuality, though? You know what I mean? Like when you get like a 4 or 5-year-old and you start screwing around with them, whether you're violent or verbally abusive, whatever it is, it always manifests itself in some sort of bizarre sexual ritualistic act when they get older. I mean, how come everything turns to sex? A guy can go to work, guy can have his buddies, guy can do whatever it is a guy does, but it comes out in the relationships and in the sex.
Yeah.
Every time.
I've even tried to answer a more general question is, what is it, why would evolution insert that? It seems counterproductive. Mm-hmm. Something bad happens to you, you think the child would learn to avoid that sort of stuff instead of acting it out again and again.
Well, as I
said,
it works that way when it comes to things like almost drowning in a pool. The kid doesn't want to get near water, getting bitten by a dog. The kid doesn't want to go near dogs. But when the kid gets molested by his weird uncle, then he hooks up with some abuser or gets into something
I
weird.
suspect it's more general than that. I suspect you get bitten by a dog when you're 2, you want to be a dog trainer. You get bitten by a dog when you're 9, you avoid dogs.
Interesting.
I'm tripping out.
Wow.
That's pretty
I
heavy.
can't handle this.
Yeah.
It's Sunday night, man.
Hey,
I'm never up this late.
Let's talk about me for just a second.
Yeah, let's do.
He wants a job.
You guys are on the way up. There's no doubt about that.
We're up, dude.
And
We're on the top, ready for the fall.
You got. I'm sure there's many projects that are on the drawing board, and probably some you're working on as we speak. And I'm hungry, man.
You want a part?
Yeah.
You want a bone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you throw me one?
No. Can't do that. Trey, can you?
How about a
no
stand-in gig?
Yeah, you can be my stand-in. That'd be cool.
I with enough coaxing, I think I could
that's
get
all
the
right.
hair to go.
The hair's about right. Yeah, let's do that.
I'm just saying, we've had other filmmakers on this show, and I've asked them for a part, and they've thrown me a bone, and I'm just
Really?
saying.
Wow, that's really cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, aren't they cool?
They're cool guys.
These guys aren't.
Don't worry, Drew. They're on my list now.
Oh, no.
Yes, you too.
No.
Yes.
Oh, God.
And the triplets. Yes, they're on the list. Okay, we'll be back. Well, it's the best of Loveline. As per usual, this time we have to take ourselves a little 10-second station identification, and we'll be back with more of the best of Loveline in a scant 10 seconds.
Great.
Hey, it's the best of Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. You're you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Drew.
Yeah.
Let's trudge on. What do we got coming up next?
Coming up next is our favorite, Carolyn Ray.
I thought you guys filmed in Malibu or recorded, okay?
She thought she was coming to the
My
TV
friend
show.
Tom told me the wrong directions, okay? I had to call I didn't even know, never mind.
You've been here.
Oh, yeah, and it's so easy to memorize how to get here.
I know. It's an impossible place to
the most
find.
obscure place.
This is why I don't ride this into the ground. All our guests show up late. They all have a hard time finding this place, and it's a bitch of a place to find.
And everyone is an alleged guest. Are people recognizing you from Hollywood Squares yet?
Hey, were you on this week? How many of those did you do?
I think I've done over 1,000. I've done 2 short of Paul Lind.
Were you,
Charlie Weaver.
Were you on the one that's on tonight?
No, I'm not on the first week. You're a Virgo, isn't it your birthday soon?
I just passed it.
You passed it?
Yeah.
Would you have a kidney stone?
Came out one
40.
day.
It was the 40.
It was 40?
Yes.
All right, let me reset the show for a second. That is Caroline Ray. Caroline, from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
I love
she
the way
plays,
you hold your microphone like you're Elvis. I just want to tell you that.
Are you lonesome tonight? She plays Aunt Hilda.
Yes.
Is it
I know,
Aunt?
and you guys are going to try and get a job on a Friday show so that you can get a good gig.
How many years has that show been on?
This is our 3rd.
Really?
Yeah.
Seemed like
I was
a month
510, my character, when we started. Now I'm 512. But it seems like it's shot in real time.
Does it feel, and I'm with you, Drew, it feels like it's been
5
around
years. Yeah,
I know.
it's been 5 years. We've had all 3 of you on.
I know. 3 little witches.
And each of them promised us that we'd be on their show.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me, I'm the one who's really pushing because you're going to be our Other Realms therapists.
Oh, that's great.
Wouldn't that be funny? People on the radio, you don't realize how handsome these men are. They're incredibly handsome, both of them.
Thank you.
Even though I only have a platonic crush on Dr. Drew. You know what that's called? Being friends, Adam. You ever think of that as a concept?
No.
God forbid.
No. Caroline,
You either have sex with women or that's it? Or you're friends with them?
No, I think I put it well because I think there's a little more going on here, but it's
It's
not.
a preference I have for Dr. Drew over you, and that equals a crush, apparently.
Listen here. Listen, I know I
Go to
I
the
could.
Sexist Slams. Go
I
ahead.
could get you tonight. Don't get me
Okay,
wrong.
Toots.
But
Oh, yeah.
here's my point. You two have something that
I thought it was.
transcends.
I actually thought it was
just
the 3 of us had something.
Yeah.
No, you two are very. I'm not out to embarrass you.
Right.
You're
I'm
not
just saying-
embarrassing me. You're embarrassing yourself with
Drew.
that whole Elvis crooning thing.
Shut Caroline's mic off for a second. Thank you. If Drew were a single man, you'd be very excited about going out on a date with him. Is that a fair statement?
Adam, am I on now, or am I just
Yes.
on the mute button?
Temporarily, you're on. Yes.
Let's talk about the president. How enough is enough. Let's do that.
You're attracted to Drew. Can you just at least admit that?
I just said that you're both very attractive.
No, not that way. You know what I'm saying. You're attracted.
It's true. You're not attractive that way, Adam.
I know.
You're not attractive that way.
You're
That's my point,
attracted
Dr. Drew.
to Drew. He's a doctor. He's very attractive. He loves his wife. He loves children. I mean, this.
Yeah, it's everything I'm looking for in a man. A
Right.
wife and children. That's just what I want.
You know what I'm saying.
I have a nice boyfriend. Leave
Oh,
me
oh,
alone.
you do?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
But we're not at that. You can't. Oh, yeah.
All right, we won't get into him. I don't want to embarrass you. All I'm saying
I don't want to embarrass
is
you with your actual real relationship. I'd much rather talk to you about Dr. Drew.
if you could just admit you're attracted to him, we could just move on. So we just spit it out and we'll move
Look,
ahead.
your little coercive ways. No.
All right. Listen, I
Take
know what's
one of your
going
callers
on.
and call them hostile.
No, we're going to go to break. That girl was hostile.
She was not hostile.
She did not treat me
Take
with
it-
reverence.
You do not need to call her a bitch. That was inappropriate.
All right.
Say you're sorry.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
but not to you. Caroline Ray is here from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Friday, it's on 8 times on Friday night from 4:30 in the afternoon till 12 midnight. ABC. We're going to take a little break.
Now, people come up to me and go, aren't you on that show with the cat? That's my life, okay? So-
Well, at least you're not Bobcat, who's on that show. Who's not only has the name Cat in his name, but I think he's on a show with like a chipmunk or something. What is Bobcat's show? They have a little animatronic.
Unhappily Ever After.
Yeah, what is that thing? A little like woodchuck or Drew? You're not going to know. Mike, maybe. You know what I'm talking about? Does anyone know what I'm talking
What did you get Drew
about?
for his birthday?
Prairie dog.
I got
he
him
got me some great stuff.
I got him I got him a bunch of travel stuff.
gear.
Earplugs, which he used against me on the plane, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
A bulletproof back thing so he can't feel anyone kicking or nudging him.
Those poor little kids. They should have their legs cut off. They really should. All kids should have their legs removed.
I think
All
you
right.
should just be the spokesperson for some children's charity.
I'm forming my own Jerry-type kids society. I'm telling you, I'm always home Friday night about that time, and I love watching the kid shows. I really do. I've
We
seen...
have a very large adult following.
Yeah, you know why? Because it's relaxing.
It's harmless, yeah.
And it's nice. It's nice to watch people with problems that aren't greater than yours for a change.
And they're witches, too. That just makes you feel better about yourself.
Yeah, I like a little light-hearted romp every once in a while. I really do, and I like to see.
Isn't that called casual sex?
I like. I'm not going to dignify that with a response.
You're such a priss tonight, Adam. Come
I'm
on.
fine. I took a nap and I took a nap. Sometimes I nap so that I wake up right at like 9:05.
I think it's 10:05.
Before I know, but I'm asleep when I drive in, and it's like I'm still in my nap funk. My
Can I
nap
just ask
days.
what your schedule is during the day? Like, what do you do?
Today I went to the shrink. Then I flew my model airplane. Then I went to.
Did you take your model with you?
I threw out my car and I went to UPN to have some sort of meeting over there, which I called UPS once, I believe, and they've offended somebody. But once you get the UP, sometimes the S just comes flying out. Had a good long meeting over there about God knows what, and then went home, ate a little, took a 45-minute nap, and here I is.
Okay.
Yeah. What'd you do today? You're doing a lot of stuff. I mean, you're
rested today.
I've seen
Oh,
you.
Caroline, I saw you in a makeover show.
Oh, let's talk about that. You are so lucky
Lifestyle.
I didn't see that.
Lifetime or something?
It was a
Infomercial?
great Lifetime makeover special.
Oh, Caroline.
True, was that an infomercial?
It had that vibe.
It felt like an infomercial.
Yes, and
it's
poor
basically
Caroline.
you knock on the door. Hi, you look terrible. Come with me. That's really what it was.
Are you selling a product, though?
No, there's no products. It's just people being made over.
And is it mostly women? Do you ever make guys over in those
No,
things?
but you know what? We should definitely do a male makeover special.
It's not
There
like...
are men. But you know what? Women do that when they start dating the men anyway. It's just like you look and you go, I'm going to have a little bonfire in your closet, get you some clothes from the 90s, cut your hair,
Right.
and then someone else is going to be walking around with my science project, basically.
Right.
Very annoying. And then you go, I just want you to go back to your original form. That's what it should be at the end of a relationship.
It's like some house you spend 5 years renovating, and then some couple moves in.
Exactly.
A couple of lesbians move in at the end of the renovation. As soon as the paint is dry, they move in. It's a double-edged sword, you ladies who are working on your men. Get them the haircut.
It's true.
Get them to work out a little. Get them a nice blazer. Before you know it, they're looking pretty good to other women.
It's khakis. It's the Caroline khakis that always change their lives, I find. And then they're
Well,
walking around looking really cute.
Guys don't mind being
Very disappointing.
worked on that
Oh,
way.
Dr. Drew. It wasn't and totally me? That's what you're saying?
No,
Or
no, you were
Just the show?
trying to salvage it.
Yeah.
The whole concept was just...
Well, the concept, you know what? It's a very girly thing. Women loved seeing makeovers.
Do they?
Drew, not everyone has to save the world with every production that comes out of Hollywood.
And come on, I'm doing some really good Sabrina, Hollywood Squares, some really socially conscious stuff. I mean, I just thought I'd take a little time off and do a makeover special.
It maybe it's just because I know you now, but it seems like I've seen Caroline quite a bit more in the last year than I did the previous years.
Yeah.
Stand-up specials, just sort of panels.
I did Comic Relief this year. That was good.
Yeah, that's kind of... Was this your first year doing that?
Yeah, that was fun.
That's kind of a feather in your cap as a stand-up, isn't it, to be asked to do that?
Absolutely.
Because isn't it pretty much the cream of the crop that gets to do that?
I don't know. Where do you go with this? And with those, yes, it is. And yes,
answer
yes.
It is.
Okay.
I mean, how many comedians do they...
There were 10.
Really? That's it?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say like 30 or something.
No, there were 10, I think. 8 or 10.
And...
It was totally exciting. It was the most exciting thing.
And there's 100 comedians you do know and 400,000 whose name you haven't heard of. So that's pretty cool that they asked you to do that.
It was very cool.
All right.
So what about Mr. Clinton? What do you think?
I think, this is what I told you. I don't think the whole country has to go down just because one 23-year-old did. And I think if I had to have surgery and the doctor was brilliant and he was going to save my child and I found out that he cheated on his wife, I would not give a darn. And it's totally separate issues. And it just sets a hideous precedent that you can invade somebody's life to this extent. And anybody's sex life in a 400-page report is going to sound bizarre.
Yeah.
Monica's written a book, Close But No Cigar, and I think it's going to be the only presidential library that has an adult section.
If there's a 400-page report written on my sex life, at least 375 would be on masturbation.
Wow.
I guarantee you that. And then the other 25 be stuck together.
It's too much of an invasion. Ew, that's just thing.
So, now see, Drew, this is where your love is going to part ways here. Because Drew's very upset.
But I'm a little tired of myself. My thing, it's more like, what if it were a psychiatrist or a therapist, where you really need to rely on their
judgment,
values and judgment and boundaries and things.
I think I'm of two minds. I just think that it's just wrong to invade somebody's private life that much.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
I think that he shouldn't have trashed everybody. As soon as they made an accusation against him, he's gone out and made Paula Jones look like a horrible person and Jennifer Flowers. If he'd done it a little more tactfully, I think that would have been better.
That's really where the real issues are and what he did with what he did.
Well, I think what we're all getting back to here is
I'm never, ever listening to a man who calls me kiddo. If he ever calls me kiddo, I know he doesn't know my name.
There's no doubt that the guy has a huge personality flaw.
Yeah.
Now, does that get in the way of him doing his job? Probably not. On the other hand, we know about it. But on the other hand, whose fault is it that we know about it? So it goes round and round and round.
I think the only thing that comforts him at night is probably thinking, at least I didn't want to be a Tampax. Prince Charles is a bigger loser than I am. That's the only thing.
Hey, And
Hugh Grant can play him in the movie now.
I was saying to Drew, I don't know when we had this discussion, probably between you giving dictation and you filling out one of your number 2 forms there on the plane, but I said to Drew, he said, Drew says to me, why aren't people, more outraged at Clinton? Why are they defending Clinton? Why are they standing behind Clinton? And I said, because Hillary is not a sympathetic character. And I said, imagine this.
Wait, listen. This is an interesting point.
No, Hillary's not a sympathetic character.
As compared to?
As compared to Beelzebub, she's not.
No, but if he had been married to...
Listen, Caroline, don't disagree with me before I finish my damn point,
I was
please.
laughing at your Beelzebub.
She's not a sympathetic character. People have always looked at her as a ball buster in this country. They really have. And I said, imagine if his wife was Princess Di. This is, if and she was alive.
Right.
Remember how everyone turned on Charles the second Princess? Something happened to Princess Di, and then even when they found out that Princess Di had her flings as well, they still turned on Charles and said it was your fault. They loved Princess Di so much that if Charles screwed up, they were on him. So I believe that because Hillary is not that sympathetic a character, and I'm not making a judgment on her and her job and her intelligence or anything, we do not sympathize with her as a nation.
Right.
If Princess Di was married to Clinton, we'd want him strung up by his toenails.
And you know what? If
We'd
you
be
look like
pissed at
Newt
him.
Gingrich, we'd be repulsed. I agree. There's a total double standard.
Right.
But the man is gorgeous, and he has a lot of charisma.
Clinton?
Yeah.
You really
she's
attracted
into him.
him?
Oh,
No,
boy.
no, you just have, I'm just telling
She's
you.
way into it. No, it's all she talks about whenever we've been
That's
around
not
her.
true,
Gorgeous.
Dr. Drew.
It is true.
Listen,
her
if-
boyfriend's listening.
Listen,
Yeah.
if Clinton was...
But he looks like Clinton. That's the thing. He does.
If he was working at an IHOP and he showed up at your table wearing the smock, you would not look at him twice.
I've never dated a man with an income, so I would probably give him a big tip with my number on it. The IHOP thing
Really?
doesn't scare me.
You'd
no.
be attracted to Clinton as a civilian, not knowing his power and his status.
Excuse me, I don't think there's any question on whether or not the guy can get a girl. I mean, whether or not he's attractive. Women think he's attractive.
No, he...
In his position.
Listen,
It's not-
Kissinger was banging like Mimi Van Doren or something. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I'm on a Friday night show. This banging ass. All yeah.
The point is, his power is very seductive for women.
No, a lot of women are attracted to men who are.
Well, put it this way: he got Hillary before he was in power. So,
Exactly.
Oh, that's my point. Yeah, he could have done a little better than that.
Oh,
Oh,
Adam.
please, come on.
That is.
She's no catch. Not physically.
She's
all
very
right.
attractive.
Oh boy, no wonder you're so attracted to Drew.
Brian, what's going on?
I got a question for the good doctor.
Yeah.
Is there a medical way or surgery to actually increase a male's genitals?
Why?
Don't ask why. He just wants to know.
No.
If a man's brave enough to call and ask.
Because the why becomes the more significant issue.
Oh, is it a psychological
Why?
insecurity?
No,
Well,
it's not that at all. I mean, I'm talking, I have to stretch hard to get 5 inches. And, if I'm lucky enough to get a lady home, she takes one look at it and says, what am I going to do with this thing?
That's not true.
No.
That's not
5
true.
inches.
That's not true, Brian. That's not the way people are. That's not the way people operate.
Well,
No. So what are you doing with your life?
You've never had a woman say that to you, have you, Brian?
no.
You've projected that onto them.
can I
but
make
they've
a
never said
suggestion?
it.
Petite women. Because, all right, that was just enjoying.
But listen,
No, she's right. It's
Average.
all- everything's relative.
Average is 5.2.
Yeah, 2 or 3.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
wrong with 5 inches?
That's the point. And so what are you doing for a living, Brian?
Oh, I'm a student.
And why are you so preoccupied about this?
Well, it's just I've had this problem where, I can tell by the look on their face, and then I'll never hear from them again, or it's I don't know, maybe
Would
it
you
is me.
wait, Caroline? Would that be something you react that way to somebody? The first time?
Absolutely not. First of all, what are you doing with the lights on having sex? And second, no, I'm sorry, but no, it's totally irrelevant. If you love a person, it doesn't even matter.
And let me tell you, if you would compensate with your mouth, a woman would never leave you.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, yes. This is one of the best-kept secrets. Women enjoy oral sex, most of them, more than intercourse.
The size
And if a
issue.
guy has a small penis, but yet he sort of compensates orally, this woman's going to be the happiest woman in the neighborhood.
And the only people that really worry about size are the people that really concern themselves and obsess about are men.
Did somebody hurt your feelings about this? Did someone say something specifically?
I have had, women in the past that kind of would, show me their pinky or something kind of jokingly, and it,
But they,
but the guy.
Maybe they're just drinking tea.
Not anybody had ever seen you though.
Say that again?
That's just anybody makes a reference to a small penis and you immediately assume it's a reference to yourself.
No, I'm talking about somebody that I was with.
Well, then you were with the wrong person. How mean is that person? What are you doing with her?
Oh yeah, well trust me, I got rid of him. But see, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'3", 250 pounds.
Well, that does kind of add to it.
The problem is shoulder pads make your waist look smaller. You know what I mean?
yeah, it's a relative thing. Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
Here's what you got to do.
Yeah.
You got to get yourself. I'm with Caroline on this one. A petite woman, because everything's relative, and it's going to look bigger around her. And you have to double down on the oral sex. You understand?
And I love that. Don't get me wrong.
Good. And you have to stop thinking about it and projecting it.
I have an idea. Don't have sex with them until you really, really know them and know they care about you.
For men, the penis becomes a symbol of themselves. Quite literally, I really believe this. That if they don't feel worthwhile, then that's not worthwhile.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's if that doesn't measure up. If they don't feel like they measure up, then the penis doesn't measure up, no matter what it is. And
That's
he
a
really
good point.
And he really needs to work on himself and feel better about himself. There's a little hostility going on with him too. Do you notice that?
Yeah. Well, you'd be pissed too if you had a real small pecker. Meg,
Hi.
you're 15.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, first of all, that you guys are really cool, and that the open forum for things like this is just a really great idea, so that people can come to you and just, talk about whatever they can with their past or whatever that, doesn't really exist.
Right.
And my question is, okay, my boyfriend and I have been dating for about 5 months, and like 2 months ago, we started having sex.
How old is he?
He's the same age.
Okay.
I have to ask, birth control?
Mm-mm.
Ooh.
Just a condom.
You sound. Oh, that's
Okay,
birth
no, that's
control. That's fine.
Oh. And
You know, I'm going to bet to be the direct spokesperson next week. Yeah.
Are you really? I was
Yeah.
asked to be like a spokesperson for some contraceptive thing, and I just
Yeah.
thought, I don't want people looking at me and thinking about not
Well, I
having
actually don't
sex.
mind. I thought I don't mind doing it because
I got to be honest with Caroline. I spoke to her representation and all. She couldn't fit into the giant sponge outfit, so they didn't choose her. But Drew,
The makeover people.
that giant condom hood fits you like a glove, pardon the pun. So that's why Drew got this gig.
Well, but the point is, I'm getting to review lots of literature and scientific information about how people are using them and what they're using and how often. And people
Okay,
use
so
them.
back to our sweet 15-year-old.
Hold on a second, Drew. You are going to be stiffer than the penis they put the condom in.
Yes.
On.
Sure.
I've seen you when you deliver those those heartfelt look at the camera things.
Adam,
That's
women
a
find that
disaster.
arousing.
Oh, believe me. Because we're on vacation last week, I caught the beginning of the show, our show, which I never ever see. But I
TV.
saw Drew going, Loveline is a show about mature subject matter. It is not a toy.
Hey,
Do
that
not
was when
put
I
it in
was-
your ass.
That was when I was feeling comfortable in front of the camera.
And I thought to myself, oh boy, this guy's a wreck. This is like a cigar
What
store
happened to the
Indian.
little 15-year-old?
All right.
Meg, so
I'm
what's the
still
question?
here.
What's
Yeah.
the
Sorry,
question?
Meg.
all right.
You're having sex, you're using condoms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I was just wondering, do I still have to go to a gynecologist because I know that he doesn't have any STDs and I don't either?
I
How do you know that?
Well, because I'm his first and he's my first.
For sure, for sure.
For sure, for sure.
Here's the deal, Meg. If you are going to have sex, if you want to take the responsibility that goes along with that, part of that is doing proper health care. And women that initiate sexual relations at a young age, which would you fall in that category, are at higher risk of cervical cancer. And so it becomes important to start getting and get regularly pap smears. Okay? Because that's a completely treatable and curable form of cancer.
Okay.
And that's the idea for the pap smears, to prevent that from getting out of control. And
Swing by Caroline's dance place and.
You know what? That's what it's called. His office, Caroline's dad's place, and there's a bar in the back.
Yeah.
I mean,
And if you
please.
pull up to the drive-in window and honk.
That,
Okay.
it's my father you're talking about.
Hey, Drew.
Yeah.
My feeling on this, women that start having sex at a younger age are at higher risk for cervical cancer or
Yes.
whatever the hell else.
Yes.
It's not because they're having sex per se, but it's that because they're having sex and they are at risk for disease. And
Yes, Einstein.
Isn't that true?
That is one of the postulated
So-
theories, that the wart virus gets exposed earlier, and that may be why.
All right. So if you're with a virgin, then it doesn't really matter.
And in your case, you're dreaming.
But that has not been,
I know.
Adam, it's not been proven
I
yet,
know.
so the recommendation stands.
I know, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
right?
it's possibly or
Thank
probably the case even.
Hey, it's the best of Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. You're you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Drew.
Yeah.
Let's trudge on. What do we got coming up next?
Coming up next is Chris Kattan.
From Saturday Night Live?
Yes, sir.
Okay. One of my favorite characters is Mango.
Oh, you like Mango, huh?
Oh, yes. And I don't even know why.
It's the same...
but I laugh my ass off every time.
Everybody seems to say, I don't know why, but I seem to laugh. And it also appeals to people, like Garth Brooks or Samuel Jackson, who's like the last person who'd want to do that. And
yeah,
to show that side of obsessing about a little dancing man.
Mango is this sort of a feminine male stripper who
does this. It's kind of like the Blue Angel story.
Yeah, yeah.
Does a little dance, and then they're like, Mango. And then they go to the dressing room, Mango's dressing room, like, no, you can't have the Mango. And then Mango swats his ass. And they go, oh, Mango, don't do that to me. What are you talking about? And slap. It's a whole teasing, manipulation kind of game. And
It's
No, it's
it's really a stretch, but you buy into it immediately. You go with it. You know he's going to say the same line. He's going to do the same thing, but you laugh your ass off every time. And it is great to see straight actors like Sam Jackson or something like that. I'm trying to think of the one where not only Samuel
David
Jackson,
Duchovny did it too.
Duchovny did it, and then somebody made just a walk-on. No, it wasn't Garth Brooks, but Garth Brooks might have done
Goodman
one. John Goodman did like a walk-on, and there was a fight between, who would win Mango's
We
Love.
wanted Puff Daddy to do it too. He's like, I'm going to do Mango. No. I don't want to do that.
Means he's not.
I don't do that gay stuff.
That's what he said. With his masculinity.
No, but he dances in front of mirrors when he rehearses.
Moni?
Moni?
Give us some Moni.
It's Stony Moni, that's who it is.
What's going on there,
I was
Stoney?
talking about that stoner guy earlier.
All right.
That was funny. No, Chris, oh my God, I totally watch you all the time on Saturday Night Live. I love to stay home on Saturday nights just to watch you.
Oh, great. Thank
and
you.
I know on your movie, Night at the Roxbury, that didn't Richard Grieco make a part in your movie or something like that?
Yeah, he plays himself.
No way.
We chose him to be kind of like
yeah, 'cause
the
he's like, oh, Mr. Cool.
yeah, the Mr. Cool that these characters would think is Mr. Cool, which is not right.
Yeah, but you couldn't have done better than Richard Grieco
you
for
couldn't.
what you were going for.
No, it's like
But isn't he
warped.
dating Jasmine Bleeth right now, too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She would come on the set sometimes, and one time he had a bruise on his face.
From
Yasmin hit me.
Oh, yeah.
Hit me with a lamp.
What's Richard doing? And by the way, it's a bad sign when you start playing yourself in movies.
Yeah, it is. He did that. If Looks Could Kill, remember? if Looks Could Kill, a long time ago, came out. He was like a spy or something.
Yeah, he one of those sort of imaginary jobs where you drive a Ferrari and you have an arsenal, then you have babes, and you don't work for any government, but yet everyone leaves you alone.
Trust me, I know everything about Richard Grieco. I know his brothers and sisters' names.
Why do you know so much about Richard Grieco?
Because I thought he was cute.
He was a big stud.
He's good looking, but
He's got Yasmin.
I dream about him. It's weird.
Whoa. All right, settle down now.
Okay.
All right, what's your question, you mad woman?
Okay. Well, there's this guy. I'm 31, right? And I haven't had a serious relationship in like 10 years.
Yeah. Wow. Wait, what do you mean by serious? I'm just gonna throw that one.
Like a relationship, like a 2-year relationship. That was the last year. That was 10 years ago. I was in a 2-year relationship.
Yeah.
I haven't had one since.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm 31 now.
Right.
And there's a friend of mine that I've known him for 2 years, and we've never done anything but kiss, right?
Yeah.
And it's like I'm afraid to say anything to him because I'm not sure if, the relationship thing.
Yeah, but you just
Why do you have
kinda
to say it? Why can't you just...
Oh, because I know we're attracted to each other, but it's like it's been 10 years,
Why the big layoff? Is it because you've been following Grieco?
10 years of Grieco.
You know what? I sent his mom a scrapbook, and she sent me back a personal letter and a CD of his music.
Oh, that's what killed his
the hell?
career.
Did he sing Did he sing something?
I think him and Shatner got together and did a duet.
Oh, 21 Jump Street.
He recorded a CD in Europe.
Hey,
Really
Moni?
big over there.
Moni?
Yeah?
Are you a little crazy?
There's other albums out there.
No, I'm not crazy.
Seriously, I mean, you sent a scrapbook to Richard
I got
Grieco's
tired of
mom.
looking at it.
All right, there. Let's go back to the part where you got tired of looking at the Grieco scrapbook.
Because I got
Was that in the apartment when you moved in, or did you compile
I
that
compiled
scrapbook?
it myself.
Okay, that's what I wanted to
I
get
made
at.
it all up. I put the...
Hold on a
pictures
second,
in the book.
Moni. We understand. Hold on a second. Drew,
certifiable.
Really?
You think she is? But she's a fan. Hold on a second.
You'll find.
Can't they be sane?
You'll find anyone who appreciates your work's insane. I've learned that from this show.
God.
Or is it on methadone? Drew, this is a scary person.
No,
right?
I don't know. We need to talk more about her. More to her.
Moni?
I'm not scary. I'm not going to kill him.
Not scary, dangerous, just scary. Oh my God, we got a long car drive.
How's your sex life? I mean, do you have a sex life?
I don't really have one.
Are you on medication?
Okay,
No,
you are.
no.
Have you been on medication?
Never.
Where do you work?
Right now, my dad passed away, and he kind of left me some money.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of live off that for right now.
What'd you do before then?
Just going to school and working jobs, odd jobs, and that was about it.
Okay. Just hiring drifters to kill your dad and stuff like that. Nothing real consistent.
No. No.
You got quite a sense of humor.
I love
very
my
funny.
sense of humor. I'm a kid at heart.
Hey, but Moni?
Yes?
Let me just say something. I don't want to bring you down, but just because you laugh maniacally at what other people say doesn't mean you have a great sense of humor. Do you know what I'm
I
saying?
just enjoy laughing.
All right. You're having for someone who hasn't had sex in 10 years, you're pretty jovial.
Yeah, I know.
All right, hook up with this guy that's next to you.
Yeah, you should.
And work. Even if you have a steady income, work.
Oh, yes.
Well, I'm going back to school.
All right, good.
Go back to school and
work
stay
hard
there.
at it. Yeah.
So I should mention the crush then on him?
Yeah.
No. Just let it begin. You know what I mean? Don't put a scrapbook together. Don't talk about it. Just ask him if he wants to have a beer.
All right. Good advice.
Ooh, Moni.
She sounds hot.
Listen, if Dick Clark can still work, you can work. Just go to work.
He doesn't look so good now, though.
Dick?
Oh, he's finally not looking good. Finally.
We saw him in person. He looked pretty good.
When is he not going to
No, he didn't.
When's he going to look bad?
He's not, he didn't look like a teenager anymore.
No. He did like a year ago, though.
Yeah, I know, but the asses hit the fan.
He did some weird commercial for a cell phone.
He's like producing,
like he's not even
producing Donnie and Marie right now.
Yeah,
really?
we saw him on Donnie and Marie. So, Dick, do you have to whore yourself out to plastic cell phone companies, or do you have enough in the bank? What is Dick's nut? You know what I mean? What's he got to make a month? I'm sure he has a couple of places and maybe like a Hobie cat he's making
Merv
payments
Griffin.
on.
Merv Griffin's the other one.
Right. Boys, and Aaron Spelling, stay home. You got enough. You got plenty. Why don't you guys just sit home and count your money?
You know, I was in Palm Springs a couple months ago, and because Merv Griffin owns, I don't know, half of that place.
Right.
And there's some article about Merv Griffin on his trip in Canada. And the article was he refused to move his yacht during some boat race, so they said elderly people couldn't watch the race. Did you read this?
I think it was in Newport,
And he wouldn't move his boat.
Yeah.
And so they started throwing fruit, like you could see all these old people just trying to throw things at him, but they're too old to really hit him, and he refused to move his boat.
Because he paid for the dock, apparently.
Is that what it was?
His assignment.
Well, the rest of the story was Merv started singing, and the crowd dispersed immediately. So he ended up having the last laugh. That's what we're missing from TV. Remember when a bunch of old farts who thought they could sing, whether it was Merv Griffin or Mike Douglas or any of these guys, just insisted on singing on their own show, even though they sucked? John Davidson. Remember when everyone used to sing, even if they sucked?
Jim Neighbors.
Oh, he was good.
Well, Jim Neighbors had a voice.
Oh, okay.
To dream the impossible. You know what's funny, too? Once you find out a guy's gay, everything's funny. You're sitting there right here. To dream the impossible dream. He's dreaming about penis, I'll tell you that right now. Isn't that weird? Wasn't it weird when that Jim Neighbors thing? All right. And the thing that was great about Jim Neighbors, and then we're going to break, is Jim was either Gomer or he was Luciano Pavarotti. There was no in-between regular guy.
Right.
He was either the aw shucks goober guy from the South, or he was just a huge baritone. Isn't that kind of weird?
I, as a kid, I remember thinking that was very strange.
Yeah, I remember being pretty free. That was like a month of therapy just on Jim Neighbors' transition. Hey, it's the best of Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. You're you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Drew.
Yeah.
Let's trudge on. What do we got coming up next?
Sean Lennon.
Anne just handed me a book of, it's called...
Damen Chloe des Lieses.
Yeah, I think that's German or something. Porn art. It's basically... It's tasteful as someone can put a bowling pin in their ass.
It's basically like
is what
Ansel
it is.
Adams with
Right.
a pencil in his ass.
Right.
But it's a girl.
Right. Yes, if Ansel Adams had if they'd kicked his ass out of Yosemite and right onto Bourbon Street, this is what he would have photographed. All right, and I'm not interested in porn being art. As a matter of fact, I think porn is its own art form. You don't have to convert it to art. It's its own medium. You know what I'm saying? I like the boob jobs and the lipstick and the bad videotape.
Wait, no, not the boob jobs.
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, I would love a nice natural pair of breasts, but if you got to go fake, you go fake.
I saw that one already. I don't know. It's not the kind of thing.
It's just a bunch of women putting stuff in their ass. Is it the same? The
same woman.
Same woman? With same ass?
She gets around.
Oh, my God. What? This was all shot in one day.
Oh, my God.
She's got like the horn of plenty coming out of her ass. You've never seen more produce coming out of someone's ass. I could eat a Waldorf salad and 2 hours later less produce would come out of my ass.
The thing that amazes me is how uncreative it is, because it's like, here's a bottle. Here's a banana. Now here's another small cylindrical object.
Can you see? And this is like this artsy black and white. It looks like something you'd get at a museum, but it's probably about 120 pages. Could you imagine, though, after about the fifth day of shooting and the 30th roll of film, when the photographer went up to her and went, "Let me tell you about this concept," and she went, "Hold on, does it involve me putting something in my ass?" Coincidentally, yeah.
She's like, "Good."
But hear me out. This is art. Listen, just because it's in black and white and the chick's wearing false eyelashes don't make it art. Yeah, something's in the ass, it's porn, and I don't want porn to be tasteful.
Except Mapplethorpe is sometimes good. But.
Right. This is Jesus. We've taken this dookie and we've dressed it up. We put a thorny crown on this pile of dookie.
Get you going here.
But somehow we can't stop looking at it, which is another interesting kind of.
Hey, I haven't touched it once. Drew's the one who's all over.
No, just say this is.
She's like, I'm just checking this one. I thought I saw someone I know.
No, I was going to get Adam going here, but it's French. You don't have to worry about your tax dollars having gone to this.
Oh, good. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, we got to pay for Mapplethorpe. He's going to submerge Jesus in some urine. Here's $5, jackass.
This is a controversial show.
I know, but I know, Sean, you're probably in for all this funding of the arts BS. But let me tell you something. If you want to be an artist, be an artist. If you can sell a painting, God bless you. If you want to take a dump on the baby Jesus and sell the print of it, God bless you. But I'm not paying for it, you jackasses. Christ's sake, no one gave me a penny to do anything.
Was that a sound effect or was that real?
That was Drew.
It's Adam.
We mic'd up his ass for the show.
Jason. So, Jason, you had mentioned that you were fearful of gay people.
Oh, that's right.
Right?
Yeah.
How long have you been aware of this?
It hasn't been that long. I've just realized that when I heard a couple months ago you guys playing that one guy on Discovery Channel, whatever it is.
What was this?
That's cause to be scared.
What was that?
No,
what was that?
Mike will find it.
Let me finish.
Hold on, quiet down. Mike, can you find that thing?
What?
I can do it. They can do it.
Oh.
You can do it. Bye-bye for now.
That's my favorite cable show.
Look for the areas. Fill that space.
That's Interior Motives.
And that inspired fear in you.
Yeah, no.
Anger.
Let me finish. I'm not saying it's fear. It's more like disgusting hatred or something. Not hatred. Okay? It's
all right.
It's just I'm very disgusted by it.
You have a reaction to it.
All right, fine. But let me just ask you a question or two. Do you have any kind of experience with the lifestyle other than this show or what you may have heard? I mean, is there a family member that has chosen this lifestyle?
There might be, but I'm not too in touch with the rest of my family, so I don't.
How come?
Well, we've moved around a lot.
Who's we?
My mom and me and my little sister.
Where's your dad?
He lives up in Seattle.
What happened?
Oh, well, when I was a little kid, when I was like a year old, they separated. They were never married.
Mm-hmm. How's your dad's sexuality?
Oh, he's got a wife and 2 kids.
Mm-hmm. Beards, both of them. So you don't have any suspicions of him being gay?
No, he's not.
And no one ever made any advances toward you?
Not that I'm aware of.
Here's what I'm saying is there's no history that you have. No neighbor kid tried to grab your nuts, nothing like that?
No.
Huh?
Wait, when I was a little kid, my cousin, he's like, you want to have sex or something? And I'm like, say what? And he goes, just take off your pants. And I mean, I was real little.
How old was he?
He's about 2.5 years older than I am.
Did you do something with him?
I didn't do anything with him, but I don't remember, but I know something happened.
He may have done a little something with you. So you were how old, do you think?
5 or 6, maybe.
Okay, you need to know that sexual abuse of children by children is one of the most rapidly growing populations right now. And so that will create some ambivalence about your sexual
Sean, you
identity.
impressed? See what I got to there?
And
I think we had a breakthrough.
And you know,
I have to say voluntarily that I'm impressed with your skills, Adam.
Oh, spontaneous.
I coaxed him.
That just happened naturally.
I kick-started it.
But look, it is one thing we know is that when people have certain kinds of impulses, you sometimes they get converted into other sorts of reactions that you have to keep those impulses down. That is, if you have any homosexual impulses, that may be converted into some very fear or hatred or some negative impulse directed at those sorts of feelings.
Right.
And to the extent that people in the environment remind you of those feelings, you can have those same reactions. Having had that experience as a child, we might speculate that he would have some identity issues about his sexuality. And so those things would sort of naturally be there.
I don't think it ruins you, but on the other hand, it's an interesting coincidence that a male sort of sexualized him at a young age.
We at the break both said that's there. We knew it was there.
Yeah.
And we knew
You guys should start your own psychic network. Just forget about this Loveline thing.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. It'd certainly make more money. I swear to God we'd make more money on one night. Here's how I'd do the psychic network. I'm getting, Drew?
Yeah.
I'm getting your creative person.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, I know you're creative, but whatever job you're in right now, it's not fully tapping into that creativity.
Since I met the South Park guys last night, I realized that.
There's like a river of creativity that runs through you, and it's dammed up a little bit. Whatever you're doing, I don't know what you're doing for a living, because I'm only part-time psychic. I can only name this and that, but I can't name the other. You know what I mean? Yeah. I can name that you know somebody named Helen somewhere in your life.
How do you know that?
I can name that you're creative, but it's not. There's no outlet. I can also speculate that there's a side of you that you show people, but then there's another side of you that you don't let other people see. It's like there's two of you, but people don't know it. People don't know it.
Do you see any colors around me?
Yeah, the color around your head. It's blue.
Oh, how'd you know?
I know. I can see your aura. Or either that or the guy walked by farted. I can't tell. See? They're psychic.
Who's the guy's name again?
Jason.
Jason, can I just say something like, the bottom line is that, like, if you feel like you hate gay people, I think that's not right to hate somebody just because of their sexual orientation.
No, skin color. There's a reason, but not the sexual orientation.
And I think, like, and I'm sure you know that in your heart, and that's probably why you're seeking guidance about it.
Sure.
And so, like, what I suggest is you just start to, like, you should, like, read something about, like, gay rights or, like, gay literature and, like, find out about it and, like, meet gay people or something, and you'll realize that they're just human beings.
Right,
I mean,
and to realize that these feelings are reactions of your own stuff. It's not about gay people or who they are. They're just
more
what
about
they
who
are.
You are,
to
and maybe
you.
you're insecure about you being your sexuality. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's why you take it out on like other people.
He's an all right guy. He's not going to do anything. Rent the Birdcage and read Oscar Wilde. Brian?
Yes.
You're 24.
Correct.
What's going on?
It's amazing. The psychic network thing is.
Yeah, there's really a buck to be made here.
Wait, I'm feeling something too.
About 6 months ago, I got on a drug called Luvox, and it was supposed to decrease my libido, but it appeared to actually enhance it.
Huh.
And I got rather rigorous erections all the time. The problem was I could never get off, and I would masturbate for like 3 hours at a time.
Oh boy!
And I would get scars all over my penis from rubbing the penis too much.
Right.
Let me tell you something. After the first hour, 45, I hang the penis up and go for a walk.
Have you ever considered being a porno star?
No, his penis too small. Plus, it's riddled
You wanted
with
a reduction,
scars.
I thought.
No, so Brian, what's the question?
So I have scars all over my penis, right? So, and I can't masturbate like too often, but every morning I wake up with an erection, and then when I wake up in the morning with the erection, the penis expands and the scars reopen.
They're not scars; they're sort of sores.
Sores. Well, yeah. Well,
Doctor,
yeah.
urologist, immediately.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever had herpes?
In my mouth, not on my penis.
Okay.
urologist.
Well, you got to keep them real
You
clean.
ever practice yoga?
You need to tell whoever's prescribing the Luvox
putting two and two together.
what is happening to you. You've got to talk about that because it may be appropriate to come off that medicine. And
hey, does that medicine make you do this?
What is
it makes you
compulsively?
It's actually an
Like
medicine.
Viagra?
No, it's a medicine for obsessive compulsive disorder. It's a serotonin reuptake inhibitor, and it
To stop you from masturbating.
decreases libido, and you can actually suppress any phase of the sexual.
So the problem was he was masturbating too much, and he went to.
He
had obsessive compulsive
and he sort of
disorder.
sexually acting out, and so what it didn't change his libido, but it changed his ability to have an orgasm. So he ends up still masturbating.
But what was
compulsively,
obsessive about his sexuality?
He didn't tell us.
Well, let's find out. Who is that, Brian?
Yeah.
Brian?
Yeah.
What was obsessive about your sexuality?
Why were you put on the Luvox in the first place?
Well, I have a history of ADD, and I'm on Ritalin, and I have OCD in the sense that I...
But you said it was to reduce your libido.
ADD?
I'm sorry. I was told it was going to reduce my libido.
As a side effect.
Why did you need your libido reduced?
He didn't. It was
Hold
a
on.
side effect he was warned about.
Would you smack Sean, for Christ's sake?
Ow!
Okay,
Thank
but
you.
you're on a bunch of other
Do
stuff,
that
too.
again.
You're on a bunch of other meds, too, the Ritalin, the stimulants and stuff. So you got to talk to the psychiatrist who's prescribing these medications about what you're experiencing now, and you may need to see a dermatologist or just a general doctor about the wound care, okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right. And here's the deal. If you're masturbating for like an hour and 45 minutes and you start seeing smoke coming from your penis, like a Cub Scout trying to start a fire with a stick, go ahead, dip your penis in a bucket of water, and remove your hands from your genitalia. I understand that he must have some sort of heavy compulsive disorder. Otherwise, he would stop
I think he
when
should
he
use like some Vaseline or oil when he masturbates.
That could get expensive. I mean, the way he's...
It could extend it for hours.
The way he's going at it. Oh, boy. Let me ask Brian something. Brian?
Yeah.
Do you use lubrication?
Well, that's the thing. The lubrication sort of makes that funny, worky sound.
Yeah.
Oh, you're ready with
I enjoy that sound. To me, with that worky sound, it's like when the dog hears the can
He
opener.
doesn't want to hear.
So Adam knows a lot.
Sean steps on my jokes just as much as Drew does.
I'm
God
sorry.
bless you. You taught to start a show where you just step on each other's comedy.
Why don't you stop?
I had a goddamn joke
But why
worked
don't you
up.
stop? Why don't you stop and leave a space for him
behind
to
this aggression?
step and then tell the joke?
Because let me explain how. Let me just do a Loveline recap
Yes,
there,
yes.
Sean. I don't blame you, buddy. You're an artist. You come from
You're like that.
Soho or something. Drew should know better. You sit around till 4 a.m. drinking lattes with your other artist buddies talking about what's wrong with the world. But Drew should know better. I can't stop because I've done the setup for the joke, you see?
Yeah, but you can do it again.
It's timing. If you knew about comedy, you know it's all about timing.
Right,
But can I
right.
say something to the audience? These guys pretend that there's like a rivalry going on, but I sense a real deep bonding. And I just want to say that to the audience now. There's love in the room.
Right.
Just so they won't be afraid we're going to kill each other.
Well, no, we do
We
like
actually
each
might.
other. We don't like Sean though. That's where things have changed. All right, hey Brian.
Yes.
Use lubrication and stop after the first hour if nothing's coming out of the penis. You understand?
I understand, and that's good advice. It's just that,
Not now, don't, because you've got those wounds. Just see the dermatologist first or just a general doctor.
Oh, baby. All right, let's take a call. Then we'll hear something
Don't
else
you
off
think
the
that too many doctors prescribe antidepressants these days to kids? I mean,
yes.
Like if a kid has an attention deficit disorder, like why not try teaching them to read books instead of like giving them some drug?
Your point is well taken. It's a very complex issue.
Seems like an easy way out, and it doesn't
It
work.
is.
Like I have a lot of friends who went on antidepressants, and it didn't help. It's not like they were suddenly joyful. It's not like their problems went away. It's not like their penises got larger and girls started dating them. You know what I mean? It's like...
Well, if those are their issues, they should be on
Or whatever,
antidepressants.
you know what I mean? It's like, it's just, well, they are. Like a doctor will prescribe antidepressants to you like in a second.
I know. I agree with you. It's overdone.
But we're also living in a time when parents don't want to parent.
Exactly.
Right.
That's the other thing,
And,
right? What
and
about the
here,
teachers
Sean,
and the parents?
here's the more significant issue, is that there are simply not medical resources available to do other kinds of treatments.
Right.
I mean, and people aren't interested. They want to feel better now. They ask
Right.
for that, you know. So
But, I mean, the treatments don't need to be medical. What about giving them love or like paying attention to them? Like maybe the parents don't spend enough time with them. or something.
Absolutely. If you have a child you can deal with, you can heal things. But if you're now dealing with a young adult, now you got to talk about treatment.
Yeah. Listen, this all started with the TV dinner. Think about it. what the TV dinner is to a home cooked meal, Ritalin is to a loving, nurturing environment. Think about that.
Started with the pill too.
No, we didn't. We don't have time
There
for
were
the
lobotomies
kids. We're
somewhere
not
in there in
going
the
to cook.
50s, too, for housewives.
Yeah, we ought to get. I'm a big fan of the lobotomy.
They're bringing it back. The lobotomy's back. It's
No,
kind
it's
of like
not.
bell bottoms were
No,
back for a while.
ECT's back.
Well, I got to tell you, I really feel good about that show.
Yeah.
Even though I'm probably drunk wherever I am.
Well, that's why you feel good.
I really delivered.
It was harmless.
Yeah, I really delivered the goods tonight. But I want to thank the fabulous Sherry for doing a fine hypothetical job screening the phones tonight, the Angular One producer Ann, and of course, Engineer Mike. Without him, none of this would be possible, and I mean nothing. I'm not just talking about radio. All right, so until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The views expressed on Loveline are not necessarily those of the staff, the management, or the sponsors of this radio station.
And are probably not the views of Westwood One Entertainment. Loveline is produced by Ann Wilkins Ingold.
Now, please listen to this station longer.
Illegal Broadcasters. 92.1 KFMA, Green Valley, Tucson.
Dear dog.